Army split. In the hustle and bustle of the entertainment world that never tires of presenting surprises, conflicts arise that shake the foundation of BTS fans' togetherness. Is this split really a harbinger of the end of the Army's unitary era, or could it just be a storm of emotions amid an ever-surging wave of popularity? Since Bang Taehyung voiced his controversial opinion to the public the day before, the winds of difference have blown violently, igniting a heated debate between Jungkook's and Taehyung's camps in the social media realm. Not only that, the series of statements and accusations that appear like an explosion of dynamics that divide the Solidarity Army raises the question, is there a bright spot behind this so emotional conflict? In the midst of thousands of smoldering notifications and statuses on various platforms, a fundamental question also intrigued fans. Was Bang Taehyung's shocking statement the catalyst for the deepening split between the two most vocal camps? Every upload, every comment, and every meme circulating in cyberspace seems to be concrete evidence that the unity of the army is being tested by time and opposing opinions. In an atmosphere that is already loaded with expectations, there is also an inevitable element of clickbait, making netizens curious and continue to scroll their screens in search of certainty behind this controversy. This is a moment that requires us to dig deeper, looking at every detail that accompanies the digital war between Jungkook and Taehyung fans, an emotional battle that contains many surprises and question marks. Never before have we witnessed such an intense dynamic between two fan bases in the history of the K-pop entertainment industry. What really happened so that the family spirit that had been the hallmark of the army was suddenly dragged into a whirlpool of fierce conflict? Against the background of Bang Taehyung's statement that was considered touching sensitive things, the atmosphere on social media changed drastically. The posts that were once supportive and admiring turned into a sea of pros and cons, with each camp defending their opinions with great emotion. Question after question arose, as if every netizen wanted to know, why did this happen? Is there an ulterior motive behind this statement? This unexpected conflict has sharpened even more, creating an atmosphere full of controversies, surprises and even intrigues that divide one great community that has always been considered a symbol of unity and love. In recent days, cyberspace has become the main stage for a heated battle of words between the two camps. Jungkook's fans, known as the Jungkook Army, have forcefully voiced their support for the idol's bias through a variety of means, from photo uploads, to videos, to emotional comments on various social media platforms. On the other hand, the Taehyung Army is no less aggressive in defending their beliefs, judging that Taehyung has qualities and charm that are more worthy of being in the spotlight. This battle has not only taken place in the form of opinions alone, but has turned into a symbolic war that illustrates identity, trust, and even self-esteem for fans. Every word, every reaction, seemed to describe the depth of their emotional attachment to their idols. How is it possible that these two equally extraordinary figures could trigger a split among the millions of hearts that have been combined in harmony? And, will this split last long or just be a fleeting glimpse into army history? Going further into the heart of the matter, it is undeniable that Bang Taehyung's statement has opened up a Pandora's box full of dissatisfaction, doubt, and even anger. In a press conference that took place openly, Bang Taehyung forcefully issued several statements that, although they did not explicitly corner any of the parties, were enough to spark the public's imagination. Many interpreted that the statement contained a veiled message that seemed to side with one of the camps. Since then, social media has turned into an arena of opinion battles, where every word and phrase is analyzed in depth. Analysts and online commenters went into intense detail, exploring every possible meaning behind every sentence spoken. Most striking, however, is how this immediately divided army, a community that had been known as a symbol of togetherness and boundless love. It is undeniable that the intensity of this debate also has a significant emotional impact on many parties. For some fans, the statement seemed to be a whip that awakened their sense of loyalty and pride towards their beloved idol. On the other hand, there are also those who feel that the statement is a form of rejection of the doubts and criticisms that have overshadowed BTS's existence in the public eye. This conflict, which was initially provoked by only one controversial statement, has now developed into a wider social phenomenon. In every post and comment, there are deep questions about the meaning of loyalty, identity, and even the right to have a different opinion. Not infrequently, these debates turn into arguments loaded with emotion, with explosive words and an increasingly elevated tone. It is as if, behind every tweet and status, there is a story that illustrates how much influence an idol has on the lives of his fans. Amid the storm of opinion and the wave of controversy, there is also a question that never ceases to tickle the mind. Does this conflict really reflect the reality behind the scenes of the entertainment industry? Or is it just a mirror of the complexity of emotions and expectations imposed by fans? Not a few argue that this split is an overreaction to the pressure and expectations that never stop hanging over the K-pop world. BTS's every move in the public eye has always been shrouded in various interpretations, and this time, Bang Se-hyuk's statement became a turning point that resulted in a crack in the foundation that had been built over the years. On the one hand, there is a desire to maintain a positive image and harmony, but on the other hand, there is a desire to openly voice disappointment and disagreement. With so many questions floating around, will this conflict resolve itself, or could it just deepen and tear back a relationship that has been considered unshakable? Going down the historical trail, we can see that similar dynamics have occurred in different parts of the entertainment world. However, the case that is happening now has its own uniqueness, especially because the influence of social media is so great in spreading opinions and information. In the past, fan-to-fan conflict might have only spread through small forums or offline meetings, but now, with digital platforms, every opinion can spread at the speed of light and reach millions of eyes in a matter of seconds. This phenomenon is what makes the ARMY split this time seem so dramatic and emotional. Not only that, outside pressures, such as the expectations of the entertainment industry and criticism from the media, also add spice to this already hot conflict. In such a situation, even every sentence spoken must be weighed very carefully, because it may turn out that one word is enough to trigger a chain reaction that is difficult to stop. Among the increasingly heated tweets and posts, there were also various theories and speculations about the motives behind Bang Se-hyuk's statement. Not a few speculated that the statement was deliberately made to test the strength and loyalty of the fans, as if he wanted to see the extent of his influence on the global ARMY community. This kind of speculation not only caused anxiety, but also sparked an increasingly intense debate among netizens. Some say that the statement is a veiled attempt to reunite fans through controversy, while others believe that it is precisely it that is the main cause of the split that is now engulfing. With so many conflicting interpretations, a profound question arises: is behind the controversial statement a clever marketing ploy, or could it really reflect the founders' deep concern for the changing dynamics of fandom? In the midst of this increasingly complex situation, public figures and influencers who have been role models have begun to speak up. Some expressed deep concern at what appeared to be an increasingly divided ARMY. In exclusive interviews delivered through various platforms, they called for all parties to sit down together, discuss differences of opinion in a mature manner, and restore the spirit of togetherness that has been the hallmark of BTS's fandom. The call, of course, received mixed reception. Some welcomed it with enthusiasm and hoped that it would be the beginning of reconciliation, while others felt that the conflict was too deep and difficult to fix with just a peaceful appeal. In conclusion, the conflict between Jungkook's camp and Taehyung's camp, which is now heating up on social media, is a mirror of the complexity of emotions and expectations that have been enveloping the entertainment world. Bang Se-hyuk's controversial remarks have been the spark that ignited the embers of difference, dividing a large community that has long been known as a symbol of unity and strength. In every post, every comment, and every reaction, there is a story about how deeply idols have influenced the lives of millions, as well as a warning about the dangers of an inability to listen to each other. This conflict teaches us that loyalty is not about who is the most vocal or who is the loudest in voicing support, but rather about the ability to understand, appreciate, and lovingly embrace differences. In the midst of the growing turmoil of opinions and emotions, the hope of rediscovering the bridge of unity remains if each individual is able to put aside differences and focus on the essence of the love that has united them for so long.